Righto, straight off the bat, let's be completely transparent with one another. Let's maintain the honesty that this relationship is built upon. I need to talk to you first and foremost about my history with the Borderlands franchise. I never played number one, I just never did. Tiny Tina's Wonderland brought some great RPG-light elements into an otherwise tired formula, but was completely ruined by the atrocious writing and constant toilet humor. And look, I get it, humor is subjective, but come on everyone, we need to have standards. Less is more, and Tiny Tina's Wonderland went all in on the dumb schoolyard jokes. And then there's Borderlands 3, which was fine. In fact, it was not bad at all. I don't have any great sense of attachment to the Borderlands franchise, so any negativity that was leveraged its way was completely lost upon me. From what I've always heard, from them, the ones that say things, they say that Borderlands 2 is the best in the series so far anyway. And straight away, the caliber of the writing is immediately apparent. Now don't get me wrong, the toilet humor is here, it's certainly there, but it's restrained. The humor that the series has become synonymous with is spread evenly over the surface, with the most childish jokes being confined to particular characters like Claptrap. Fucking Claptrap. Now there's a character I just can't stand, but he's very much on the sidelines rather than a major draw card, which he became in Tiny Tina's Wonderland or Borderlands 3. It's almost a shame to look back in retrospect and see the franchise latch on to all the wrong parts and not expand on the very best part of Borderlands, and that's the gunplay. Although flawed and often troublesome, I can't deny how much fun it is to shoot the auxiliary guns. Whether it's a shotgun, semi-automatic, or a pistol, every gun I've used so far has superb audio and visual feedback. For Borderlands 2, I chose the Commando class. Now this gave me access to a turret which not only helps with dealing damage to enemies, but also acts as a focus point to draw their attention, allowing me more time to reload, get into a better position, or allow some time for my shields to recharge. Another small thing I noticed about Borderlands 2, and now this might sound a little bit odd, but roll with it, is the cel-shaded art direction. Another design choice that has become forever entangled with the franchise, and I know how stupid that sounds, but hear me out. I remember distinctly being annoyed by it in Tiny Tina's Wonderland. Even now, I can't quite put my finger on why, but I just remember becoming so tired of the art direction. Yet, in Borderlands 2, I'm finding myself appreciating it. Perhaps it's nostalgia, or maybe the color palette isn't as obscene as it was in Tiny Tina's Wonderland, which created this jarring disconnect between the cel-shaded art direction and the visual fidelity. So look, there we go, mystery solved. Now, because I'm playing the Handsome Jack collection, which is the only way I could ever play Borderlands 2 here in Australia anyway, I was awarded a significant amount of badass tokens. You can use these to increase various stats by incremental amounts, such as reload speed, gun damage, elemental status buildup, and the list goes on. Another advantage I have of playing a game 13 years after its release is access to the copious amounts of golden keys, which you can use at Sanctuary, your main hub, to obtain random weapons or shields based on your current level. So my weapons had some fairly decent stats pretty early into the main campaign, which saved me from sticking with commons and uncommons I would have otherwise needed to rely on. Roughly 35 hours in, my only main concern is the story. Not that I think it's bad by any stretch of the imagination, I just don't care. Maybe it's because it's been over a decade since the release and the story has been spoiled for me by countless YouTube videos, or perhaps because the story is just the dressing to the combat salad. It's a guide to your next encounter, giving you a reason to shoot things. So what about the characters? Well, they range from interesting to completely forgettable. Handsome Jack is obviously the clear standout, with Damien Clark delivering a fantastic performance, as you'd expect from the same actor who brought Cell to life in most Dragon Ball Z games. Even in this impressions video, how could I not touch upon the most well-known feature of Borderlands, and that's the randomized weapons and various other accoutrements. Although my dopamine levels certainly spiked every time I opened a chest or looting the bodies of whichever wave of enemies I just slaughtered, the fact of the matter is 95% of the items you will find are worse than your currently equipped weapons. Even now, some of the guns I'm using are 3 to 5 levels lower than my character's level, just because they have better stats than what I'm finding or could purchase. The randomized stats are pretty cool. You can get some incredibly OP weapons or shields, but since it's random, you could just as easily find yourself up against an enemy variety without having the necessary weapon type to effectively handle them. Borderlands 2 is so far living up to its reputation, and I'm pretty fucking excited to keep playing. If all goes according to plan, then the full review will be up just before the September 12th release of Borderlands 4, which happens to be the 13th anniversary of Borderlands 2. Now, there are a few other minor problems I'm running into. Those I'm going to save for the full review, but overall, I'm really having a good time with Borderlands 2. In a sea of games that require your undivided attention just so you can understand the complex themes and engage in the meta gameplay, it's nice every now and again just to switch off your brain and play. Borderlands is a reminder that even quote-unquote dumb games have a place in the gaming industry, provided they're developed with a clear destination in mind. That about does it for this impressions video. Wherever you are in the world, I hope you have a truly great day.